Welcome to Coach and Company, presented by Code 3, now streaming.
Oh, and if you haven't downloaded it yet, we'll throw up the QR code throughout the show. We want everybody taking in Code 3. Appreciate them being on board as our presenting sponsor. Also, the Four-Letter Word Club, the most exclusive club in all of golf. Now, welcoming everybody to a Wednesday. That means it's a Rant Wednesday here at the brand. Tell you what, we're live every single weekday on Stadium, Bally Sports Live. That means Amazon Prime Video, DirecTV, YouTube TV. If you want to be interactive with us, well, you can watch on our YouTube channel, subscribe, hit the like button, and share, and you just chat away. And the chat queen, Kimberly, is always in there to run the show in our chat. Now, as always, before we look forward, we must look back. And yesterday, after a really great start to the week, well, Mikey had a decent day at 3-1. I'll talk to young Peyton. Thunder win in double overtime. Incredible game, by the way. They got their rings. Kevin Durant. And the Lakers, well, they never threatened. The Warriors kept them at arm's length the entire day. But Mikey solid 3-1, so really helping the brand get closer to that Mendoza line. But today, I have a really good feeling about today. Now, our schedule, always busy at PTT Studios. In addition to the morning show, we've got a podcast around 11:15 a.m. Eastern time to support the morning show. And then in the afternoon, you like yourself some pro wrestling? I got you covered. 2 to 4 Eastern time, Sirius XM, channel 156, part of the Sirius XM Sports family. And then, once again, tonight, premium pop-up time. If you're not a premium member, it literally pays for itself in 1 or 2 live bets. Scan the QR code, become a member. It's where the cool kids hang out. Tonight, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time, we're live betting the NBA, live betting college football, maybe throw an NHL game in there. But most of all, it's a ton of fun to hang out with your friends. So become a premium member and do it today. All right. This is the first full day in the NBA. 12 games on tap tonight. College football, let me check my notes. 2 of those, and the NHL has 3 games. So we have no more time to waste. My boys are ready. Told ya. Let's beat the books. Oh, look who I have today. And don't worry about it. Big Tommy C will be here, just not right now. So, boys, you guys know the rules. That whoever has the best day previous gets the first 15 seconds. So 3-1 yesterday. Mikey P, the floor is yours.
3-1? Clearly you must have been busy last night, Coach. Do you want to do the work, producer man? Can we get the real recap from yesterday, please? Oh, what is this? 6-0 for the premium pop-up show? A Mikey B six-pack? You're welcome. Don't worry, I got it. If you can't show up, we'll just cash more and more tickets, Coach. Don't worry about it.
Clearly you were talking about Raphael not showing up, because I know there is not a universe that exists that you would say that to me.
Oh, you know what? I don't even need to say it. Check the chat, Coach. Check the chat. They're all on Team Mikey P today. They're all on Team Mikey P. You're welcome.
Wow. Raphael, you have been there with us, primetime games. Anything you'd like? I'm reading the chat. He's unfortunately very, very correct. Your thoughts, Raphael, because you also were MIA on your birthday.
I wish I have a clap back or something, but when a guy goes 6-0, you just do this. I have nothing to say about it.
What is wrong with you?
6-0, Coach. 6-0 is 6-0.
Let me go to my other guy, see what he has to say. He was busy last night. He couldn't come on the premium pop-up because he's executive producing Bet MGM tonight. Brandon, good morning. Your thoughts on Mr. Arrogant Boy above you?
Hey, 6-0 is 6-0, but when it's your first 6 wins of the year, you know, you got to boast.
Might have been funny if we hadn't just shown the 3-1 recap screen right before that. Oh, my goodness. All right, boys. You guys know, though, the morning show, 5 and 6, not nearly good enough. So, Mikey P, clearly you want all the smoke this morning. Best bets, go.
Delaware, don't fail me 2 weeks in a row. We're taking Delaware, the Blue Hens, -5.5 in the first half, taking on Middle Tennessee. One person once told me Middle Tennessee stinks, so I'm taking that advice, and I'm going Delaware -5.5. And Derek White of the Boston Celtics, 25-plus points and rebounds combined at a -111. There's no Jason Tatum, no Al Horford. I'm not worried about Peyton Richard stealing rebounds from Derek White. And then Cooper Flagg, NBA debut. I don't need a 20-piece. Let's go 16 points or more at a -117.
Wow, listen to that vibe with which he gave those out tonight. Very, very 3-0 vibes that Mikey P has right now. All right, great start. So, Raphael, let me come up north to you. You also are going NBA and NHL. I like it. Talk to me.
Yeah, the first one we'll go NBA. We're going to take the Washington Wizards team total over 108.5. Yes, we're playing the Wizards, but the Bucks are going to keep this tempo really fast. So I think if the Wizards want to keep this close, they're going to need to score. And welcome CJ McCollum and Chris Middleton to Washington. Who knew they played for Washington? Look for them to have hot starts because those two would be big trade markets when the trade deadline. So I think those two have really, really good seasons to start the season. So we'll take the Wizards team total over tonight. And I'm giving the New Jersey Devils -135. I'll lay the juice because they've won 5 out of their last 6 games to start the season. They're red hot. They have won 4 straight against Minnesota. And the Wild have been on the road since October 14th. They're playing on the road tonight. I think another New Jersey W.
So last week, real quick, because in another NHL game, because we're going to be doing live betting tonight, starting right at 7:30. I believe we had a Sabres where Mark gave us, it was like 0-0, 1-0, and then they scored 5 goals in the second half. Is that game trending to the over as well tonight, Raphael?
I'm afraid the Wild just don't score. And like I said, they've been on a row of tired legs. I wouldn't probably look at the over just because I don't think Minnesota scores tonight. But that total Mark was talking, remember, it was 3.5, and we were getting plus money on the over.
What about the Sabres game? They're playing the Red Wings tonight, who are also 5-1 to start the season. Would you like the over there? Because the Sabres were part of that game.
Make sure your book has 6, not 6.5. I wouldn't touch the 6.5, but if you can get 6, I think the over is a good play.
Yeah, in the NHL, that's a big, big deal. It's kind of like 7 to 7.5 in football. It makes a huge, huge, huge difference. All right, Raphael, thank you very much. All right, Brandon, my guy, coming down to you. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go to the hardwood. Let's go Matas Buzelis of the Chicago Bulls. Over 21.5 points, rebounds, and assists versus the Detroit Pistons. This Bulls offense, which isn't going to be great this year, but it is going to run through Matas. And if you don't know who this kid is, watch him. He is fun on the court. Then let's go to college football. New Mexico State, a touchdown on their first drive, plus 240. Look, it's just a fun, quick payout. You root for a touchdown. You see their first drive. It's hit or miss. But New Mexico State, first touchdown on their first drive. And then let's go to the ice. The Detroit Red Wings, 5-1-0 on the season. They are red hot, and now they are going to the Buffalo Sabres, who are not a very good hockey team. Patrick Kane owns Buffalo, the city that he is from. They are -110 on the money line. So give me the Detroit Red Wings on the money line.
And as I just mentioned, that last week we watched the Sabres give up like 3 goals and like boom, 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 boom. So I hadn't even realized, I hadn't even looked at your play yet. So a little synergy. You're welcome, Brandon. You're welcome. By the way, that first quarter touchdown, that has Mikey P vibes to it as well. It really does.
Hey, sometimes you got to be a degenerate.
That's very true. And we've got a lot of them here that sit through the breaks with us on our YouTube channel. Yeah, say me. Put your hand up. Me. Now, there's a lot of you that love a plus money play. So every single day, we like to make it a consensus. And we want you in the chat to put in your choice. So the dog of the day. We've got 2 choices on the gridiron. And this is if you had to. It's not a best bet or anything like that. But the first one's for Zeno, Middle Tennessee State. On the money line against Delaware. That would go head up against Mikey P. He's got to stop texting before the games are over. That's all I'm going to say. Then we got the Aggies, New Mexico State. A very, very slight slight dog. And then we've got the Knicks on the money line against the Cavs, a very slight dog. Mikey, if you had to, which dog would you take?
If I had to, I think I'm going to roll with the Aggies because taking anything for the Knicks will make me throw up, and I'm already on Delaware, so give me the Aggies in this one.
See, that, Raphael, kind of would have been on brand if Mikey would have taken Middle Tennessee State to beat his best bet after what happened yesterday.
Why would I do that?
Why would you pick a team to win the East and then not have them play in the finals when you're picking your NBA Finals champion? I don't know. Did you hear about that, Brandon?
I did not, but it's on par.
Oh, Mr. 9-1 boy, being knocked down just a little. So let me very quickly recap, Brandon. We were doing a little game yesterday, and I said, "Who do you think's going to win the East?" He goes, "Oh, the Orlando Magic. You guys can have the Cavs. You guys can have the Knicks. I'm taking the Magic to win the East." So then, like, it's one of those videos where you sped up, and we said, "Who's going to win the NBA championship?" He goes, "Man, I got the who'd you have winning it all?"
The Timberwolves and Anthony
He goes,
Edwards.
"Minnesota. Did you hear that I like Anthony Edwards? Oh, Anthony Edwards, MVP, and they're going to beat the Cavs in the finals. They're going." And he's saying this with such conviction. And then Kimberly in the chat was the first to point it out. Then all of our faces are like this. Like, didn't he just pick the Orlando Magic to win the East? And at no point, Brandon, did he understand why we were laughing or looking like a dog in those videos. You know, where they go, "Oop, oop." Have you had 24 hours now to go ahead, Brandon? You can comment on that.
That's magic. I mean, it's just pure cinema right there. I mean, that's Mikey P magic.
It's having one in the back pocket. So when somebody comes out of pocket, like my boy this morning, 9-1, show up on the premium show tonight. Ooh. By the way, who is Orlando playing tonight? I hadn't looked yet.
Miami Heat.
Miami Heat.
Oh, the Miami Heat. We'll definitely be live betting that one tonight. Raphael, if you had to, where would you go?
In honor of Tommy not being here, I'm going to take the New York Knicks. I think they shock and win the Cavs, and everyone's going to talk about the Knicks tomorrow on ESPN.
But here's the crazy part. He's not a Knicks fan.
He's not? Oh,
He's
he's
not
a
a Knicks
Celtics fan.
fan.
I forgot.
Yeah.
He's a Celtics fan.
He's
I still like the
it,
Knicks.
it makes no sense. It makes no sense. You can't be a New York Giants fan and then a Boston Celtics fan. But he's always defended it. He's always defended it. So, and we wait till you see his rant today. That's all I'm going to say. All right, Brandon, if you had to pick a dog, where would you go?
Well, I mean, come on. After everything we've just talked about, I've got to go Middle Tennessee State money line over Delaware, right? Like, I mean, that's got to be the play. Mikey went 9-1 yesterday. There's no way he's going to continue that. So give me Middle Tennessee money line over Delaware.
So this is a straight pick against Mikey, is what you're telling me.
Oh, absolutely. Fade Mikey.
Wow. It's also kind of fading Zeno, too. If you can get Mikey and Zeno in the same fade, that's next level kind of stuff right there. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go, Brandon. Bring it all on. All right, gentlemen, well done. We want you guys to participate in the chat. Put your dog in there and who you want to play. At the end of the show, I will pick our show play as the dog of the day. All right, we're just getting started. You guys know on Wednesdays, you got to let things off your chest. It's Rant Wednesday. Also, Adam Silver was on the Pat McAfee show yesterday. And the things he said about betting, I had to go back and watch it 2 and 3 times. We discussed that on the show. Also, 12 games on the NBA hardwood. We got a bunch of storylines I want to dip into. That coming up in about 25 minutes. Then, if you only had 24 hours left, what's the one bet that you would make? Courtesy of Code 3, our presenting sponsor today. My guys are mulling it over. We're just getting started. It's a great vibe. We're having a great time. So glad you could be with us today. It's Coaching Company on Stadium. And let me check my notes. Oh, yeah. Valley Sports Live. Come on back. We'll be right back. All right, our favorite degenerates watching on our YouTube channel. We continue on through the breaks. And guys, this story is just kind of funny. Mikey, it came out that there's a Lakers thread, and apparently last year, Bronny James, unbeknownst, I'm just 19, sent the Shams tweet about AD being traded for Luka to the Lakers thread, and that is how AD found out he was being traded. So on brand. But how funny is it that it's Bronny James that did that?
Not even just that, Coach. It was released. This detail was released in a book, and then they showed some of the messages. And Anthony Davis was like, "What?" He used different terms, but he said, "What?" And then LeBron was like, "What just happened?" And so, can you imagine Bronny sending in and LeBron going, "Wow, that's crazy," and Bron's like, "Dad, I told him. Dad, I told him."
Or you trying to hit, how like you hit a text and then you take it back and it goes whoop and it just disappears. That would have been even funnier. Brandon, what did you make of this story when you first heard it?
Look, all I could think of was LeBron pretending like he didn't already know, like this wasn't his doing, like he didn't have a huge part in this trade, and him being like, "Oh wow, God, AD, that's kind of weird," and then promptly going to Bronny and grounding him for the weekend.
Raphael, where does Bronny James? I mean, AD is still represented, last time I checked, by LeBron James' buddy's thing. So they're still in the family.
Yeah, it wouldn't shock me that LeBron stole Bronny's phone, did the text himself, and made it like Bronny do it. So then he still grounded him for the weekend as well. So yeah, I totally agree with all that.
That would have been on brand. That would have been totally on brand. This is absolutely bananas. There's a lot of out-of-pocket stuff going on out there. No such drama here at our show. But if you want to find some drama, look up LaShawn McCoy, Emmanuel Acho. Not touching it here. Just saying. It's good. It's juicy. Oh, I get great joy in telling you that. If you know, you know. We're back in 5 seconds.
Welcome back to Coach and Company, presented by Code 3, now streaming.
Okay, welcome back, everybody. Coach and Company here on Stadium Valley Sports Live. Do not forget, later today, 2 o'clock Eastern, Off the Ropes with the Coach. Plenty of pro wrestling news as well. Now, sometimes in the middle of the week, you wake up and you got a job that you just don't like, and you're like, damn, or maybe a worse word that you're going to use. I don't want to go today, and it feels like one of those days. We feel you. It happens to us here too. So how do we get it off our chest? Well, we pay honor to one of our favorite members ever in the crew who passed unexpectedly in 2024, because as Howie Schwab used to teach us every single day, oh yes, any day can be an F day.
Good morning, guys. Welcome to the first F day. Welcome to the first F day. Pardon me.
It pops me every single time. All right, boys, you guys know what time it is. So I feel like we're going to have a nice flow today. Last night, the Lakers lose by 10 to the Golden State Warriors. No LeBron. He's out with an injury for the first few weeks of the season. So it is what it is. So, Raphael, big boy, coming over to you. One single solitary question this morning. What are you ranting on today?
I am ranting on the Lakers. For the past week, we've been hearing Luka is going to be the new face of the NBA. And then he played yesterday. Yes, he had great numbers, but he lost. And he's already injured. This team is awful. They have guys like Vanderbilt and Ayton and Hayes out there. These guys aren't going to win a ship while LeBron is sitting there on his high chair. I'm like, I'm going to sit here till December. I don't want to come back to this team. I'm tired of people saying Luka's going to be the face. Until he starts playing defense, then maybe, yes, he'll be the face. Ant-Man, face. Wemby, face. Other people are going to be the face, not Luka, who's so injury prone. He will not be the face of the NBA.
I will say this, though. He's moving a lot better. He is moving a lot better with those 40 pounds off of him. But 0-1, and Raphael, nothing you said was out of bounds at all. So that was the most popular team in LA. What about the most successful team in LA that many fans say it's the best that money can buy? Brando, my question to you. What are you ranting on today?
I'm ranting on all of these clowns that are like, oh, the Toronto Blue Jays are America's team because the Dodgers are ruining baseball. Stop. The Dodgers are not ruining baseball. The Dodgers exposed baseball. The Dodgers exposed all of these owners that don't spend money on their baseball teams. And the Dodgers are actually the team that every single one of you fans of these smaller market teams would want to be. They have all of the stars, they pay all of the players, and they have a top 5 farm system. This Dodgers team is not ruining baseball. This Dodgers team actually should be America's team, because why would you want America's pastime to have a champion in Canada? Stop it. Stop with all of the Dodgers are ruining baseball. They did not ruin baseball. They exposed it.
That's such a great rant. Why would we want to do that? I don't know. All right. Lakers done. Dodgers check mark. But there is a Lakers kind of brand, a Dodgers kind of brand that resides in the middle of nowhere, Pennsylvania. And there is a gentleman who right now is just sitting there counting his cash. He may have even gotten a bunch and did actually that. That's what I would do if somebody paid me $45 million or more. So, Mikey P, my question to you. Who are you ranting on today?
James Franklin, formerly of the Penn State Nittany Lions. Any job you have in America, no matter if it's sports, no matter what it is, when you fail, you normally get fired. So James Franklin gets fired less than a week. 6 days later, he goes on ESPN College Game Day, does an interview. Oh, I was so shocked. I can't believe it. My heart breaks for the kids. The kids' hearts should have been breaking that you were their head coach, first and foremost. You couldn't win them a national championship in 12 seasons. Good on you, James Franklin. And then Nick Saban. I'll say what it was, James. It was downright disrespectful how they treated you. Really, Saban, with all your national championship rings, you're going to tell a guy who can't win the big one you feel sorry for him? This makes no sense. Let's line up every single fired coach and let's have them do public TV interviews less than a week later. Billy Napier, line 1, Brian Callahan in the NFL. We're going to give everybody an apology tour. Sorry, I was a bad coach.
Wow, this really got you fired up today, didn't it? My goodness. I didn't know James Franklin affected your life so much. Wow. Got to check that blood pressure, Mikey. Although I wouldn't mind seeing Billy Napier this week on College Game Day. Let's make that shit happen. All right, it is now my turn. And the one thing that I am big on is loyalty, as you guys know. One thing I'm big on is seeing the big picture, as you guys know. And when a little wide receiver named Jacoby Myers gets to the front of my page, I'm going to pay attention. You're like, Coach, what did a Raiders wide receiver on a bad team do to get you so fired up? Well, he's the problem of a lot of other players' mentalities in the NFL. He has asked for a trade, standing on it. But when he was asked about it yesterday, he said, hey, yeah, I still want to be traded, but I'm a pro. So as a pro, I want to play good football. And if I'm here, I'll play good football here. If I'm not, I'll play good football somewhere else. Jacoby, you've got 50 some other teammates that don't trust you now. Because if you're out on the field and you're looking across at a player and say, man, I'd love to play for this team. Do you really think that they think you're going to play 100% if potentially you could be on that team next week? November 4th is the trade deadline. Jacoby Myers, if it's me, gets benched. I don't want him anywhere near anything that could be of consequence. And if any of you other players out there that want to be traded stand on business, you should be benched too until something happens. Whether you don't get traded and you're benched for the year, or you do and you're out of town. But stop with the I'm a pro. Because if you were a pro, you never would have made this public in the first place. Drives me insane. Now, what was that? Oh, I believe we have one more. I believe that, Tommy's a little bit late to the party, but I believe he just sent his. I haven't even seen this yet. He was just like texting me, going, Coach, I've got something. So I was kind of talking, not even knowing if we had it. We now have it. Gentlemen, let's ask Tommy C together. Tommy C, wherever you're at, what are you ranting on today?
Another first for my New York Giants. Yes, another first for us. You remember a couple of weeks ago, we had the 5 turnover. Yeah, I'm not even going to get into it. 33 points in the fourth quarter, folks. And I blame my version of Dumb and Dumber. Brian Doofus Dable and our defensive coordinator, Sean Bonehead Bowen, who decides to put in Banks, one of the worst guys in the secondary in the NFL. Can't guard nobody. Couldn't guard me. You know I'd rather have in there? Stevie Wonder. He would do a better job. 33 points, folks, in the fourth quarter. My question is, when will the losing ever end? I can't take it anymore. This loser mentality has to end now.
I'm kind of conflicted right now. I really am. If they keep losing like that, we get that. If they don't, we don't get that. And I kind of like when Tommy gets fired up. But
I kind of want to change my rant now.
I will say, if it was any of us, if you would have gone through a loss like that, how would you? I don't even know if I could have shown up the next day. That's literally the worst loss I've ever seen for any team in the history of the NFL. And obviously the numbers back it up. Brandon, what would you have done?
I mean, look, it just depends on the team, right? Like if I'm a Giants fan of a team that people looked at the schedule and was like, man, this is a gauntlet of a schedule. This team is not going to be very good this year. And I'm watching Jackson Dart go out there every week and do amazing things. And I'm watching Cam Scadaboo go out there and run his head through brick walls. Like I would be like, all right, well, yeah, look, it's a bad way to lose, but this team's still fun to watch. This team's still competitive. And for a team that was supposed to lose a lot, it's okay.
And that's part of the problem. I think that adds to the frustration. If they would have won that game, they would be 3-4. And Mikey, that's very much alive in the wild card race right now as far as records are concerned.
I think we're burying the lead here, guys. Can we please send that to Brian Dable and the New York Giants organization with Tommy sitting there with a Sopranos shirt on? I think Brian Dable will really get his act together. Tommy's not too far away, so if Tommy shows up, I think the Giants make some serious changes in that organization.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Raphael, there are and this happened to me early in the season. We had the as a Chiefs fan, when we root so hard, take the betting out of it. Tommy's not talking about bets right there at all. As a fan and fandom, and the fact that we do this, for fun, yes, but we also do this for a living, it's really, really hard to deal with losses like that, all kidding aside.
It's hard to deal with that loss, but if you look at the big picture, what Brandon says, I agree with him. This team was supposed to be awful. They were huge favorites or underdogs coming into Denver over the summer, and they're fun to watch. This team, they have a quarterback. They have their Robin as a running back. Yes, horrible loss on Sunday, but look at the big picture. You have two guys that can be there for a while.
Last night, I was at a place called BJ's. I had a business dinner. And I look up and they had, I think it was NFL Network, I would assume, but they were showing the replay of the Giants Broncos at BJ's, and on half the TVs, then the other half had the NBA game. I think more people were watching the Giants Broncos than were watching the NBA game. I really believe that. That's how crazy that was. All right, Raphael, you're going to stay on after the break because we're going to take our Adam Silver topic to the top of the seas. And we got a ton of storylines in addition to what Adam Silver said on the Pat McAfee show yesterday. If you haven't seen this yet, you will not believe it. And if you're one of those that likes to find a little bit of an edge somewhere, very, very soon, especially on props, that may be over. We will explain on the other side. Also, tonight, 12 big games in the National Basketball Association. ESPN steps up to the plate. Amazon Prime will join the party this year. So what are some of the storylines we're getting into? We'll tell you coming up. And then if you only had 24 hours left, what would be the one bet that you would make? Start putting it into the chat. We want to know. We'll give you our answers coming up in about 20 minutes from right now. This is Coach and Company, Halfway Home Stadium, and Bally Sports Live. All right, boys. So Sean Payton and Russell Wilson continue to be the gift that keeps on giving. Sean Payton, who he claims it was an off-the-cuff comment, said, hey, he wishes that they wouldn't have changed to Jackson Dart till after because he wanted to play against Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson went back on X and said, classless. Can't believe, but it's on par. Something like that. I'm paraphrasing. But Mikey, I don't think that Sean Payton was not trying to be a little bit shady, even though he claims he wasn't. What do you make of this whole story?
Sensitive Sallies. I mean, Russell Wilson, I'm sorry he said you sucked, but you've sucked since you were around Sean Payton and then went to New York. Sean Payton actually took the Broncos to the playoffs without you. So, yeah, whatever. Russell Wilson's in his feelings. And I think it's a compliment to Jackson Dart more than it is a shade at Russell Wilson.
I think so, too. And I don't think this even would be a story, Brandon, if Russell Wilson wouldn't have gone on X and done what he did.
Well, it wouldn't be a story if Russell Wilson was a semblance of a quarterback either. You know what I mean? Like Russell Wilson coming in this year, everybody knew he was done. And then the Giants trotted him out there, even though they should have come out of the preseason with Jackson Dart as their quarterback. And they didn't. And then Russell Wilson looked even worse. So now when Sean Payton, regardless of how you feel about him, makes this statement and you clap back at him, and it's kind of funny the way that he clapped back at him as well. I just find it good cinema.
It's great cinema. And I love when shows like this, we can just kind of throw eggs out there and just watch all of them explode right before our very eyes. Did I mention finally Sean McCoy, Emmanuel Acho? Raphael, 11-19 was Russell Wilson in 2 seasons in Denver. And he says it all goes back to they wanted to take the injury clause out of his contract. He said no. They owed him, whatever, $39 million. I wouldn't have taken it out either. Your thoughts, Rafi?
This wouldn't be a story. If he retired, why would he still be playing? I don't understand why he's playing. They should have famous Jameis to be the week 1 quarterback, and then Dart be number 2, and then Wilson be home playing with his kids.
Do you see how much he's making? That's why he's still playing. We're back in 5 seconds.
Welcome back to Coach and Company, presented by Code 3, now streaming.
All right, the NBA is back in full form tonight. 12 games on the NBA hardwood. We'll get into some of the bigger storylines coming up in a moment. But let's bring all the guys in, including Raphael, because this story kind of came by my desk, and I had to go back and listen. And Raphael, I got to start with you because you worked for the books for so long. Adam Silver, there's a reason he's a popular commissioner, because he will answer the questions that the others simply will not. And McAfee starts talking to him about betting. And he comes out and he says, we want them to start limiting prop bets on players that are inconsequential, meaning the over 1.5 rebounds or the over 2.5 points, guys like that can severely affect what they do when they go in and out of a game. Are you surprised that he admitted that they have reached out to betting partners to ask them to limit these prop bets on their sites?
Not really. I saw the memo that was sent out, and he is correct with one word: limiting. Not limiting the prop bets. How about limiting the dollar amount to bet on those prop bets? If there was maybe $100, $200 max bet, I don't think a lot of people are going to be trying to fix games for $200 or $100. And if you ban all this, then it just benefits the global books, the offshore books. They're going to get all these prop bets, and they're going to get all these stuff that we cannot track if there is something being fixed.
Yeah, it seems like more and more they're pushing bettors to offshores, which in the last 5 years, the offshores, let's just be candid. Let's be what it is, Raphael, that they have made their sites better. Payouts are easier. So there's no longer, it drives me nuts when somebody in California says, I can't bet. Because you can if you want to, and it's an easy payout. So they're about to, I think, get bigger and bigger. Do you agree?
I agree, because pretty soon we're not going to have any college football betting prop bets. Most states here in the U.S. do not have player prop bets for college football. So it's just generating more people to go overseas to put their money instead of here in the States.
Let's hear from the other guys. Let's bring Mikey and Brandon in on the conversation. Mikey, what do you make of this story and Adam Silver saying, hey, let's pump the brakes on some of these bets?
It makes a ton of sense, especially when you look at the guy who's kind of headlining this whole thing, Jonte Porter, the brother of Michael Porter. That guy should have never been on betting slips to begin with. So I think it's a deeper problem than just, what Raphael and you were talking about. But it's funny that Jonte Porter is the guy who put this all in motion.
It really is, because Brandon, for a while, I would look at all these, whether it's NFL, NBA, Major League Baseball. I'm like, why are these bottom 5 or 6 dudes even on here to bet on? And now we know that the leagues, at least the league, is looking at these guys.
Well, look, nothing says to Adam Silver about, hey, I want to limit these prop bets. How about you control your players and stop them from cheating? How about that? How about we look at that? How about we look at the players that prop bets is 1.5 rebounds or 2.5 points, and when they go out there and they don't put the ball in the basket or when they miss an easy layup, how about we start limiting that type of stuff? How about you control your players instead of trying to control the prop bets?
I get that. You have something, Rafi?
Don't forget these kids have been playing fantasy sports before they were even in the pro. So they've been gambling with fantasy, which you could be 16, 17, or 18. So the juice is in them already. If we limit them, they're still going to find a way to place bets.
They are, and I also think that you're adding a lot of pressure to these guys because if they go out and have a bad game, we saw last year investigations all over the board when somebody had a bad game or didn't play defense or whatever it is. These are real things and real investigations. All right, let's get into some storylines from tonight, and the very first game on tap tonight could be a preview of the Eastern Conference Finals. They've gotten a lot better the last 2 years. The Knicks almost made history hiring a female head coach, but alas, they gave Mike Brown his 12th chance in the really, it's only his third, but he's been around for a minute. Mikey, let me start with you. Are these the two best teams, Cavs and Knicks, Madison Square Garden, night number 1 in the Eastern Conference?
I think they're definitely worthy of being the top two teams in the conversation. I do like the Orlando Magic overall in the East, but what the Knicks have done with bringing in Mike Brown, I think they've taken off the handcuffs of letting the players be the players. Cat's going to be able to be himself. Jalen Brunson's going to be able to be himself. I think they were trying to fall in line with Tom Thibodeau's system a little bit too much, and that's why they weren't able to get over the hump, in my opinion.
And they weren't playing their bench. And by the end of the year, Brandon, the Knicks were absolutely dead because Thibodeau was only playing 7 dudes or 8 dudes. What do you make of these two teams now a season later with all these guys now in the mix?
Yeah, look, I think both of these teams are the real deal, but I also think that in the end, and sorry, Tommy, the Knicks are just going to nick. I mean, that's just what they do. The Knicks nick, and they find a way to lose every single year before they get to the finals. So I like both of these teams, but I think the Cavs are the team to beat in the East.
Right now, Tommy's watching home going, I don't like the Knicks. Stop saying I like the Knicks. Oh, Tommy, we all know that you like the Knicks. No, I'm kidding. Raphael, let me come down to you. Let's go over to the next game because Spurs and the Mavs, they've got the future on the court tonight. Cooper Flagg only played 1 year at Duke, and he was the real deal. Couldn't win a national championship, though. So now he comes in to join AD, to join Kyrie later in the season. And Wemby now has put on a little bit of bulk. Are these the two faces? And if they are to you, which one would you rather build a team around?
I can't say Cooper's the face because I haven't seen him play in the NBA. It's Wemby. He reminds me of Ohtani playing basketball. He does everything. Shoot threes, block shots, gets rebounds. It's Ohtani. He should be, or not Ohtani, Wemby should be the face of the league just because he does everything.
I want a little bit more assertiveness from his personality. And I know he's young, but Mikey, I come over to you, and I think Raphael is correct. But let's be honest, Cooper Flagg, the All-American boy in the All-American city, in the city everybody wants to live in, Dallas, and it's not close as where I want to live. Could he be, after a few games, so Raphael doesn't lose his mind, could he be the face of the league?
Not only could he be the face of the league, I think he'll easily be the face of the Mavericks franchise with Kyrie Irving on the court when he comes back and Anthony Davis on the court, because those are two guys who kind of have a little bit of revenge at this stage of their career. Kyrie's become an incredible teammate. Anthony Davis wants to prove he's been healthy. If they fall in line with Cooper Flagg, he might make them better, and I think he would be the guy that I would build my team around moving forward.
Brandon, what about you? Would you go Cooper Flagg or Wemby?
I'm going Wemby because I might be the minority here, but I think in 2 or 3 years, we're going to be sitting back here and having the conversation of, remember when Cooper Flagg was supposed to be the face of the NBA? Because I don't think Cooper Flagg is going to be great at all. I think Cooper Flagg is going to be a borderline bust.
Did you just say that you could be the minority here? I'm sorry. I'm just kind of looking at the screen for a second. My apologies.
Coach
right,
trying to get me canceled today.
Let's go to Pelicans Grizzlies next, because you talk about two guys that were hyped coming out of college. Ja Morant he's had a million problems. Then Zion, he's lost 1 million pounds in the offseason. So, Mikey, let me start with you. Who's going to get on their hype train quicker, Ja or Zion?
I truly think it's Ja Morant. Desmond Bane is gone from the Memphis Grizzlies, but Zion's the guy who really went through massive changes, no pun intended. His game is going to change. His style of play is going to change because what he was known for, that big body bends he's not going to be able to be that anymore. I think Ja Morant in today's NBA is an explosive point guard. If he can stay healthy, he can really take this Grizzlies team to the next level as the number one guy.
And anytime you have a supreme talent, Raphael, that's the reason they've put up with this. Because anybody else, a third player off the bench, you're not putting up with all of the BS he has put them through. When does he live up to expectations, or is it going to be Zion?
I can't believe I'm saying this, but it's going to be Zion. I think now that he's the leader of this team, he's lost some weight. He's been doing everything right this summer. I think he's going to take that next step. And I'll take injury-prone guy than a guy that's just always going to be in trouble, doing gun signs, getting in trouble, his dad saying something dumb. I'll take Zion over someone who just can't stay out of trouble.
If he makes one gun sign, I'm telling him privately, you will sit your ass on the bench. Like, until we feel like you cannot do it again. And then, Brandon, if he does it again, I would sit his ass right back on the bench again. This has to stop.
Yeah, and this is a really tough question, right? Because you got one guy who can't stop getting suspended, one guy who can't stop getting in trouble, and then you got another guy who can't stop getting hurt. So this is really a tough question. But I think it has to be Ja Morant, because I have to believe that a guy can get his head straight, especially when it comes to losing money. He'll eventually get his head straight and he'll stop getting suspended. I don't know if Zion can stop getting hurt.
I would rather have, I feel you too. I would rather have the guy that physically has been fine, just mentally hasn't, as opposed to the opposite. And oh, by the way, if I'm the strength and conditioning coach of the Pelicans, did I go a little too far? But apparently the amount of weight that was on his knees was just overbearing. And that's the reason he was hurt all the time. So this is what they felt like they needed to do. At least that's some of the, the research that I've done. And if that's the case, then so be it. So be it. All right, the final game, and this one on paper, these are OGs. These are, legacy teams. But, man, because of injuries, Mikey, the Sixers and the Celtics aren't even in the top 5 as far as betting is concerned for the Eastern Conference, or, God forbid, they go to the finals. Have we ever seen a fall from grace because of injury like these two teams have?
No, we definitely haven't. The difference is the Sixers keep going and falling into the trap. The Celtics are going through it for the first time. I got you, Big Tommy. I got you, Coach Missoula. The Celtics will be just fine this year. Do not worry about it.
Without Jason Tatum, Raphael, just fine?
I agree. I want nothing to do with the Sixers. Give me the Celtics. Derek White we're going to forget about Tatum, not completely, but Derek White's going to make a big name for himself. I'm the reason why I have an Olympic jersey on last couple summers ago. Derek White puts a name on himself.
And we got him best bet tonight, Brandon, 25 plus. Do you like the Celtics more than the Sixers?
Yeah, I'll always like the Celtics more than the Sixers. This Sixers team is just like a team that just can't get out of its own way. The Sixers are just a team that is always going to be trending down. I like the Celtics a lot more talent on the court with the Celtics.
You know what I like? I like that lower third right there. I like producer man always coming up with stuff that elevates the brand, elevates the show. He's on our team. He's not on your team. Although Emmanuel Acho might be looking for a new producer very, very soon. Did I mention that?
Wasn't expecting that.
I'm sorry. I couldn't help it. Send your resumes. No, I'm kidding. All right. If you only had 24 hours, what would be the last bet that you would make? We'll do it on the other side. Coaching Company Stadium, Valley Sports Live. I am always here for a pissed off Tom Izzo. Always here for it. And the NCAA, inexplicably, Mikey, has allowed 2 G League players who have played multiple seasons in the G League to now sign with Louisville and Santa Clara. Tom Izzo is livid. He said, quote, "It's ridiculous. It's embarrassing. I don't respect my profession." Do you agree with Tom Izzo?
Well, first off, let me get Santa Clara in the Final Four right now on my futures bet. Tom is a relax. It's 2 players, but are we talking about the NCAA? I just want to be clear. This is who we're talking about. College sports, the NCAA. What do you expect, Tom Izzo?
Yeah, but I agree with him. If it's 2 now, but this opens the door for all of them to go, and I suck. Now I can go back to college. I don't like the premise, Brandon, that you can do it.
Yeah, I don't like it either. Look, you go if you're not going to count the G League as pros, then why is it that the G League is sitting there and they can't, air games at the same time as their brother team, right? Like they can't.
Mhm.
I can't watch the Windy City Bulls at the same time that the Chicago Bulls are playing because they're a pro team. If I work for the Windy City Bulls, I can't bet on NBA basketball because I work for the Windy City Bulls. So if they're not considered pro, why are we doing all of that? And why are they allowed to go back to college? So you can flunk out of the G League and go back and play for Santa Clara?
It doesn't make literally any sense, Raphael, whatsoever.
What did Santa Clara do to you guys? But I kind of like this because some of these kids just got bad advice. Oh, you're going to be the next Michael Jordan. You're going to be the next Kobe. They get bad advice. They go to the G League. They fail. And now where are they at? I would say welcome back to college. A, it helps the college basketball. And B, it helps the kids out.
Do you know that every single year there are over 400 kids that leave college thinking they're going to go to the league when there's only 64 picks every single year? We never focus on those guys, ever. They just go off and they try to have to find a job, and they are the statistics. I don't like it. We're back in 5 seconds.
All we want to do is save your life. Some of you don't make it easy.
Get out of my house! She's been having a little trouble breathing lately.
Define lately.
Define lately. If you haven't seen Code 3 yet, I encourage you to use our QR code. Download it through that. It helps support us. It helps support the movie as well. And the premise of the movie is basically the last 24 hours and a bunch of just mayhem takes place. So, guys, I thought it might be fun with the NBA really kicking off tonight that if you only had 24 hours to live, and there's a QR code right now, and you could only make one bet, what would that bet be? In the chat, I want you to put what your one bet would be. Raphael, I want to start with you. Where would you go if you only had 24 hours and one bet to make?
I was torn, maybe betting a 1-9 favorite in a horse racing race just so I can cash a bet before I die, or make my sister-in-law, Tara Esparza, who was in the chat yesterday, place the Chicago Cubs to win the World Series the year I die, because I will make them win the World Series up in heaven.
So you'll be the puppet master upstairs to help the Cubs get past the Brewers. That would be nice. That was Brewers.
She's a diehard Cardinals fan too, so it would eat her alive that she had to make the bet.
Oh, that really would bug her. All right, I like that. Placing a bet on the Cubs to win the World Series by a Cardinals fan. Yeah, that's right on point. All right, Mikey, 24 hours, one bet to make. Where are you going?
They disappointed me in 2006 when I thought that might have been the last year of my life. So give me the Bears right now at BetMGM, a plus 6,600 to win the 2026 Super Bowl. I'll be celebrating. You guys can hear me from up top.
Oh, there's no doubt we'll be able to hear that. So plus 6,600, is that the number right now? Or are you saying, when you say 2026, that's this February?
Yep.
The Bears plus 6. Okay, so we got the Bears, we got the Cubs. All right, Brandon, Mr. Fellow Chicagoan, like my man Raphael, what would be your one bet that you would make?
I would probably bet that I'm going to die tomorrow, but I think my favorite bet would probably be for the Bulls to miss the playoffs because they're going to let me down one more time after I die.
That is so on brand for a Bulls and Chicago fan right now. It really, really is. Michael Jordan somewhere is just saying, hold my beer. Come on, boys. All right. So I went with a cross sport parlay. a little bit to piss. Yeah, I wanted that right there. That's what I was looking for right there. So I'm going to go with the Royals to win the World Series because at some point, Bobby Witt's got to get one done. The man is our savior. So that's one part of my 3-part parlay. Then the Kansas Jayhawks to win the national championship. Now, Bill Self, he can't coach anymore. He needs to retire. They get to be a top 5 team and they lose 3 in a row. But that was my dream. There just weren't a lot of 6'2" forwards in the Big 12 that can't jump signing with Kansas. And then the third part, where else am I going to go? My Chiefs to win their 4th chip underneath Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. And just to help the show out, they would beat the 49ers. So in the same bet, Big Cheesy could lose his mind. Raphael, what do you make of my 3-part parlay?
The 3-team homer parlay. I kind of like it. I like the Royals. I always loved when the Royals won the World Series. That's so cool to watch because I always think they're a cool team to see. I love their uniforms as well.
I know. I got to cover it in 15 and 16, and it was the most amazing.
Cool.
Yeah. ESPN sent me, and then they lost the first year, won the second year, and I got to interview Lenny Dawson, one of my heroes, who I worked with, who was the only player to win the MVP before Patrick Mahomes for the Chiefs in Super Bowl IV. Those were a magical 2 years. And I may or may not have drank more beer in Kansas City than I've ever drank in my life. All right, boys. It's that time of the show. And I know Mikey had a fantastic day yesterday, but I have a feeling that Brandon and Raphael are also going to say, hold my beer. It's time to lock it in. All right, 10 seconds or less, just 1 or 2 nuggets is all that I need. Raphael, my guy, start us off.
We have the Washington Wizards team total over 108.5. This is all about the pace of the Bucks going to keep it. It's going to be really high, and the Wizards going to need to keep the pace up if they don't want to get blown out. And the Wizards have hit this one 2 out of 3 of their preseason games. And they gave me the New Jersey Devils minus 135. Why not? They've won 5 out of their last 6, and the Wild have been on the road since October 14th. They're tired.
And we're going to be live betting that game tonight at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time on our premium pop-up. That game starts at 7 p.m. The basketball starts at 8 p.m. Eastern time. Brando, you're up.
Give me Matas Buzelis over 21.5 points, rebounds, and assists versus the Detroit Pistons today. This Bulls offense is going to run through Matas Buzelis this season. Let's go to the gridiron. New Mexico State touchdown on their first drive is plus 240. It's a fun sweat and a quick payout. And then let's go Detroit Red Wings money line. They are hot this year. They are going to a Buffalo team that is not very good, and Patrick Kane plays very well in his hometown of Buffalo.
We will also be live betting that game, which starts at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. Now, my man is going back to the well one more time. Mikey P, you're up.
Delaware, do not let me down. Give me the Blue Hens minus 5.5 at the first half, minus 112, and then Derek White. He's got nobody else taking the shots and the rebounds away from him. 5'2", Peyton Pritchard, no thank you. Derek White, 25 points and rebounds combined at a minus 111. And then Cooper Flagg, welcome to the league. Welcome to the association, 16 points or more at a minus 117.
I wonder how aggressive Cooper Flagg is going to be in the official game number 1. Everything changes when those games count. All right. At the end of every single show, we try to make you a little smarter. Raphael?
This is just for Brandon. 8 of the Chicago Bulls' last 9 games as underdogs have gone over the total.
Are they underdogs tonight?
They're going to be underdogs all season long.
82 straight. They're going to be underdogs. Brandon, are you excited at all for the NBA season? Because when it's 0-0, everybody's got a chance.
Hey, look, give me the Bulls money line, baby. Let's go. Taking the Bulls money line tonight. They win outright.
Please shoot the
Screw
video.
it.
Please shoot the video the last minute of the game tonight with you watching when it's 122-98. And you're like, hey, give me that money line. Give me that money line. Mikey, tonight, premium pop-up. Whenever you come out of the blocks like you did today, I believe you got to back that up tonight. Confident?
Beyond confident. I mean, you guys, anyone who's going to join, you don't need to send in picks. I got it. Coach, don't worry. I'm happy to have you, but I got the picks. Don't worry about it.
So maybe you will host tonight too. You going to host tonight?
The chat cashed when I hosted, so I'm just saying.
Wow. By the way, DG's in the chat. He wants a showdown. He wants Cooper Flag under 16 points tonight. You want all the smoke? All right, here's what we're going to do, because I'm the judge, jury, and the executioner. When we have a showdown, it's no longer $50. It's a piece of merch to a lucky viewer. So whoever loses has to buy a piece of merch for somebody watching live on the show. Are you in?
I'm in.
I know DG's in because he called for the shot. So somebody is going to get a brand new T-shirt from our brand new merch store tomorrow, courtesy of one of my guys. Then somebody else is going to be crying in their milk. It's going to be Mikey, DG. I can't wait to find out. Boys, well done today. Producer man, you know what time it is. Give me that one shot. Do not forget tonight, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time, premium pop-up time, more live bets. It pays for itself. You saw it. You could have paid for the whole year if you would have played last night. And then this afternoon, 2 to 4 Eastern time, off the ropes with the coach. In the meantime, there's only one thing left to do. And I believe you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. My entire team, damn it, do I love them all. Mikey P, 9-1 yesterday. Brandon, so positive about Chicago. Raphael, being Raphael. And producer man behind the scenes, always making the show look like $1 million. I am simply the coach, keeping this train on said track. We grind for you, so we're going to win with you. It's what we're all about. Coaching company, stadium, Valley Sports Live. We'll see you tonight. Take care.